All right, everyone. Hi, I'm Ethan, and today we're going to be going over adding an agreement to your dashboard to be used with appointments, editing that agreement, and then moving on to the notification templates that the emails that get sent out from the dashboard when you schedule appointments or send documents. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Someone says they aren't able to hear me.
I can hear you just fine. Let's see.
Okay, as long as it's not everyone.
No, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Are you guys seeing my screen as well?
Yep.
Awesome. So here we are on the dashboard, and you can see I have my agreement here that I want to put in the dashboard. I'm going to go to appointments, and I'm going to click on agreement templates. Now, if this is the first time you've come to this page, you'll first have to accept their terms and conditions on using online agreements, and then you'll be taken to this page where you'll either choose to create a new agreement from scratch, start from one of our sample agreements, or import an agreement. If you've used our other agreement system in the desktop software, you can go ahead and import that agreement up to the dashboard. So if you are using a Word document or a PDF agreement like I have here, you won't use the import option. You can either create a new agreement from scratch or start from a sample agreement. There is the sample starter agreement, which Susie graciously created, and it is a great place to start if you want to add in your custom agreement. So I'm going to choose that one. And you can see here, it's already filled out a little bit. We've got our logo is going to be inserted, and it's got the title, and it's got this box here for the customers information. This red text is designed to be deleted. And there's also a link here that's got a video and showing how to use this. So if you come to this page and you get lost, you can always open up that page and watch the video. It'll show you how to do this. But first of all, you're just going to delete this red text. And so now you have just the information that's going to be on the agreement. And now we want to take our custom information, which is the text here, the legal text, and ignore maybe the title and the client signature boxes for now. And I'm just going to highlight all of this. And I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to click copy. And then I'm going to come over here to my agreement template, and I'm going to paste. Right click and then paste. Oh, it's not going to let me, and it's telling me I got to use Control V. So that's what I'm going to do. And now I've got my agreement text into the box here for editing. So we don't want to really leave any blanks in here now. We can pull information from our appointments and from our inspector profiles with our own information using merge fields or replacement fields. These are code, and we have those available right here in this link that says replacements. And you're going to open that. It's going to open up in a new tab. But that's going to give you all of the replacement variables available. It's going to tell you what the code is. It's going to tell you what the code does, and it's going to show you what it's going to look like when it imports the data. So what we want to do here is the address. We're looking for the property address, which is already up here in this thing. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it right here where this blank is. And since we don't want it to show that blank, we're just going to enter it there like that. The fee. Now, this is a tricky one because this is a mold agreement. Now, if this is only ever do mold agreements, or if I do mold agreements by themselves, I can use a merge field to replace this. If I'm adding this merge or adding this mold agreement onto an existing home inspection that's already got a normal agreement and already has inspection services for the home inspection, then we might want to type in how much we charge here for a mold inspection. The reason being is if we go back to our replacements field list, and I go down to the ones that talk about our services, which is pricing. There isn't one to specify a specific service. It's going to show all of the services that are on the appointment. So if you have a home inspection and a mold inspection, then it's going to include the price for the home inspection as well. But if you do just a mold inspection, then the merge field would be okay to use. In this case, I'm going to say that I do this mold inspection as an add-on. So I'm just going to type in the amount, and I don't know how much mold inspections normally are. I'm just going to guess and say that this, in my case, is $200. So I'm going to say the fee is $200. If I ever wanted to change this, when I go to actually schedule the appointment and create the agreement, it'll show me the agreement I'm creating beforehand, and I can make modifications to that individual agreement. But for now, all of the templates, all of the appointments I create are gonna have $200 for the fee for the mold. Now, it's pretty much good to go already. I'm gonna hit Save Agreement Changes, and I'm gonna click the Preview button. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So there's a couple things here. The logo is going to be pulled from your dashboard profile. So you want to make sure that your dashboard profile has a logo, and so that way it's going to populate here. It's also going to pull your inspection website from where you have it entered in your account settings. So you want to make sure that if you have a website and it's not one that we make for you, that you want to enter your website address into your account settings and your profile information, so that can be pulled into your agreements and notification templates where you use that replacement field. Otherwise, all of these are going to be pulled from the appointment that it's created on. So the client name is going to populate there. The inspection date is going to populate there. The address is going to populate there. And if we go back to the preview, you can see how this fake information has been populated into each of these fields. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to create another agreement, but this time I'm going to do it from scratch. So I'm going to say this is my test mold agreement, and that's going to give it a name, and it's just going to give me pretty much a blank box. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to have a completely empty space to work with. And I'm going to copy my entire agreement. And I'm going to paste it over here. So now, since we did the whole thing, it doesn't copy a lot of the formatting or the boldness or things like that. So we're going to have to go back and add those in. And that's okay, because it's not that difficult. We can just go here and highlight mold. We want that to be centered, the title. We also want it to be italics, just like this. So now we've got that. If I wanted to make inspection company bold, I can do so. And then again, all I would need to do here is go and enter my replacement fields. So we want the inspection address to go here. And we want to add the $200 because we use other agreements. But in a normal agreement, if it's just your home inspection agreement, you would probably want to put in the total services. And there are 3 ways you can do that. You can have just the services info, which does not show the prices of the services. It just lists each of your services that you have on the appointment, and it lists the description that you have entered. If you choose services simple, it will not show the description. Instead, it'll show the price of each service. So it'll look like this. There is a services full, which will show all of the information. So the service, the description, and the price. And then you have these 3, which is subtotal, tax, and total. So you can show the total amount for the inspection. If it was your home inspection agreement, you would say the total fee for this inspection is services total, and that'll enter the total amount for the inspection. And that's pretty much it for the agreement templates. Does anyone have any questions before I move on to notifications?
I think we're good in the chat right now.
Okay. So notification templates are going to work in a very similar fashion. They're going to be located in two places really, but the first one I'm going to look at is appointments and notification templates. This is going to be for all of the appointment related notifications, which is appointment scheduled, agreement notifications, and invoice notifications. The report notifications for when you upload documents are going to be under my reports and edit report emails, although they will work the same way. So we'll customize both of them while we're here. So first things first, I'm going to go to appointments and notification templates. Then here we have a couple things. We have notification type, which is when this notification is going to be sent out. That's essentially what that's going to determine. The recipient type, that's who gets this notification. And then from here, you can edit. So you can change the title of the notification. This will be the title of the email the person gets. And then down here, you can edit all of this information. And as you can see, it's very similar to where we were editing the agreement. You've got the text, you've got replacement fields. You can get to the replacement fields down here, and you can view a preview to see what it looks like with the information filled in. So this is the notification that is sent when an appointment is scheduled. Now, if you notice, there are two appointment scheduled notifications, and there is a reason for that. This one does not include login information. So this is only sent when you schedule an appointment that does not have an agreement. And the reason being is when you send an agreement with the appointment, they're going to need to log in to sign it. So they will get this one instead, which is appointment scheduled with login. And you see really the only difference is this yellow box here that says you need to agree to the following agreements before you can view your inspection. It's going to list the agreements. It's going to give them a link to log in. It's going to give them their username and password. Now, you as the inspector won't actually see their password at any time, but they will get it when they receive this email. And they'll be able to just go to the link here, type in their username and their password, and log into their account. If you have a login widget on your website that allows the customer or rep to log in from your website, you would put your address for the page that has your login widget right here instead of this merge field. This sign in merge field will take them to your inspector profile, which will show all of your information that you've entered on your profile from here, but it'll also have an option for the customer to log in. So I'm just going to pull that up and show you what it looks like. So this is the customer or the inspector profile. You can see this is where they would log in. You've got your logo, you've got your website. Which also has our login widget. So if we wanted to link them to our website here instead, what we do is take the link, go back to our notification and put that here. So now it says, please log in at our website here. If I save this and I preview it, it's got our website. If I wanted to make that a link, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to click this little button here. It looks like an earth, a globe with a chain above it. And that's going to make a link. And I can actually change what the text says. So if you wanted to change it to your inspection company or anything you wanted, you can. But now we have, please log in at the inspector's website. And when I go to the preview, I can click that and it'll take me right to it. Can log in. Now, the notifications are going to be different for each recipient. So because I made this change to the customer, does not make it apply to the the email that the real estate agent will receive. So at this time, the appointment scheduled with login doesn't include a login for the real estate agent because they're not able to sign the agreement. So there's no reason for them to log in at this time. But it does give them information on when the inspection is, gives them directions to get there, and tells them all of the basic information that you've entered with the appointment. Let's look at some of these other notifications. You also have the notification that come to the inspector. So this would either be the one that you get yourself, or if you're a multi-inspector company, this would be the inspector assigned to the appointment. This is what they would receive. This makes the most sense when you have an admin scheduling the appointments. This way the inspector gets an email and he knows he's got an inspection scheduled. When you send out an agreement, this is going to only happen when after you've scheduled the appointment. If you went back and manually sent an agreement notification, this would be if they had signed it the first time and you're like, hey, I really need you to sign this before your inspection. You could go and send this agreement sent email to kind of try to speed up the process. And that's the same for the invoice, because both of those are going to be created when you schedule the appointment initially. So they'll see them both when they log in with this email. The biggest thing with the appointment notifications is remembering that appointment scheduled with login is going to be the one that the buyer is going to get the majority of the time. As long as you're including an agreement with your appointments, they're going to get with login because they need to log in to get the agreement signed. So let's move over to the report notifications. It's going to be under my reports and then edit report emails. The screen is similar, but a little bit different. You've got your different notification templates up here at the top. You've got report notification for customer seller, for real estate agent, the agreement notification email, payment email, and the report notification for third party. Those are probably going to be the ones you use the most. This customer signed an agreement or contract will come to you when an agreement has been signed online, so that you know that it's been signed. And again, you can edit all of these to say what you want them to say. A lot of these that come to you, you can really customize to make sure you get the information you need. The report notification is going to include, again, their username and password and a link to sign in. So if you have your website, you're going to want to add it here as well. In the same way, you're going to make it a link. And now they'll be asked to log in at my website instead of on the HomeGauge website. And that'll help drive traffic to your website. Again, all this information is going to be pulled from your profile information. So you want to make sure that's filled out and make sure that the customer is getting accurate contact information. So this is what the preview button looks like here. It's on the toolbar instead of down below it. And the report notification has a limited list of replacement fields that work. They're listed at the bottom here. But to add any of these, all you would have to do is give it a copy and paste it right in here. Again, you can edit any of this. You can make it say whatever you want. If you have other links that you want to provide, you know, if you have a website that you always provide to new home buyers or first time home buyers that gives them information on how to take care of their home or things to look for in their early ownership, you know, you could include those into these notifications as well. You can format everything from the top, use the bold or create a list. It's all available. You can change the font size, the font type. You really go crazy on it if you wanted to. But the default notifications are pretty functional. They're made to kind of just be ready to go, but then this is going to help you kind of customize and add your own flair to it. Is there any questions?
I'm not seeing any in the chat. This is great though, and this is exactly, I don't know if we've got any RV inspectors in here right now, but this is exactly where you would go to change, you know, the word home to RV, which typically they'll take you through at the NRVIA training sessions, but this is how you could do it on your own as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Same for, you know, if you go, when you go to send the message. So let's say I created an agreement and I wanted to send. I can change them on the fly when I'm sending as well. So if I hit gotta add a customer. Let's see, this one has a customer. Okay. Manage and send the emails to the agreement. It's going to show me that notification down here. This is what I wanted. And so anywhere, if it says home in here and I want it to be a commercial inspection, I can change that there. If it's just a mold test or just a radon test, you know, I can make that clear. So that way there's no question, you know, this isn't a home inspection, it's a mold inspection or radon or an RV inspection or a commercial inspection. It's not locked into any one thing.
Awesome. We still don't have any questions in the chat here.
Does
if anybody
anyone have,
does, go ahead.
does anyone have anything specific they want to see in regards to agreements or notification templates?
Looks like we've got
Function
one.
loader.
Yeah, about
sure.
logos.
So the logo is going to be located under profile and then company logo. And if you delete it, it's just going to go away from here. I'm going to hit delete and save changes. And then it's going to ask me to choose a new file. So I'm just going to find that file. I don't know where it is. Actually, I don't have that one on my computer, but I would just choose that new logo. And then it's going to ask me to crop it. So let me grab a photo real quick.
Ethan, after you get that logo added in, if we could look at how to get it added back to the agreement or notification if it were to disappear from
Sure.
there or be deleted.
Of course. 1 second. I got it now. I just have to select it. So I'm going to use this logo for now. So it's going to ask me to crop it. So I can just do this. And then click Save Changes. And now we've got our logo back to our company profile. And now if it got removed from our agreement, I'm going to select that agreement that we were just working on. And let's say it got removed. All we have to do is add that merge field or replacement field back into the agreement wherever we want it to appear. So I'm going to go and I'm going to find the logo merge field, inspector logo. It's right here. And it even shows that it sees that we have our logo. So this is going to be what's entered. And we're going to go back and I can enter it back here. I could also enter it really anywhere and it's going to show up. So I'm going to enter it right here in the middle, just so for example's sake. And you can see it's showing up in both places that I put that replacement field. Okay. Champion says, how can we edit the date of the inspection? So the date is going to be coming from the appointment. So whatever appointment you have scheduled is where the date's going to be coming from. So if I go to this, for example, I don't think there's a date on this agreement. But if there were, it would be coming from the appointment. So I'm going to go to edit the appointment. I'm going to click on agreement details. I'm going to click edit appointment. And then I'm just going to change the date of the appointment. Let's say it got pushed back 2 months. I'm going to scroll down and schedule. And it says it's outside of our normal operating hours. That's okay. I'm going to schedule it anyway. And I'm going to not send the notifications at this point because they're not real. But I want to show that at this point you can edit those notifications. So this is the home inspection. The appointment changed. So this is giving them the new information. If something is different right here than it is in the appointment, or if it's changed again, or if some of this information is now incorrect, you can edit it for just this email that's going to this person, or edit this one differently that's going to the inspector or a third party. So you can edit them all separately before sending them out, even though you already have the template. So if you wanted it to be a little bit different. And I'm going to continue without sending. And that's going to change the address on the appointment. It's not going to change the agreement that's already created. So in order to do that, we're going to have to delete this agreement and create a new one from that appointment. Manage, delete. And then I'm going to go back to my appointment. I don't know where it went. There we go. And I'm going to select another agreement template. I'm actually going to select the one that we created. And I'm going to click schedule appointment. Again, it's outside of our normal operating hours. That's okay. It's going to show me that agreement template. So if I wanted to make changes here, I can change any of this information for this specific agreement. This is what I was talking about earlier. If not, I can just create it. And then again, notification emails. I can edit the home inspection scheduled. You can see that they're getting their username. It will not show you their password. It's just going to show you the merge field. But when they get the email, it'll have their password. Again, continue without sending this time. When I go back to all reports, I see my new appointment, my new agreement, and it's got the new date. The logo will just be the same size no matter what it is or where it is on the dashboard. Any other questions or anything else anyone wants to see specifically?
This has been awesome, Ethan. Thank you, thank you. Any final questions? You can do Q&A for the chat before we let Ethan go. Oh, something coming up. Okay, Ethan, can I copy a radon notification to just change it to mold?
Yeah, you can. If this is a report email, you can create new templates. So you want to copy the radon one? You like the way this is laid out? Yeah, and you totally could. You might not even have to if you don't do mold often enough. You could just change it when you do the mold, you know, and by that I mean you schedule the appointment and you get to the end where it asks you to send the notifications, and you can click that the drop down to see the notification and edit it, and you'd really just be changing this to mold here and here. And the rest of it would be the same. If you did want to make a new copy, what you would do is copy the text. And then you would click Start New. Actually, it copies it for me. So you just hit Start New and it's going to say, this is a new copy of the radon template. So what I want to call this one instead is mold template. And I just make a few changes here. And I hit Save Template. And now we have a radon notification and a mold notification. The trick with the duplicate, when you create custom notifications, it will not be automatically sent when the mold results are added. In order for this to be sent, it's going to have to be you would have to upload the report and then send this. You'd have to set this as the default message first, and then go send the notifications, because now the mold is going to be the default one. When you're done and you want to go back to the radon notification, you've got to go to the radon one and set it to use as default again. That's why I was saying if you don't do it a lot, then it may be better just to change it on the fly at the end of the appointment when you're sending the notification, because you would just be changing the word radon to mold.
Another question. Okay, so this is from Chris. In addition to what you were just mentioning, he said, will that notification be automatically sent when the mold results are added to the dashboard?
No, it will not. That's what I was just going over there. You would
Oh,
have to set
sorry.
it. You would have to set that notification as the default notification and then manually send the notification for it to be sent out. And then all of them are going to be mold notifications until you switch it back to radon by going back to your edit report emails and going to that notification and saying, I want the radon as the default now. So now we have two. So we have to set which one we're using as the default. So in order for this to also work, you would need to upload your mold report as a radon, because that's when this notification is used. Otherwise, you could copy this and make it a duplicate report notification. So now for report notifications, I have the customer notification, the default one, and a mold inspection notification. If this is a mold inspection that I'm gonna send the email, I have to set this as default template. And then I can go and send the mold inspection email. But if it's not the default, you won't get it. You won't get the option to send that one. So if I'm going, I change it back to the regular notification. When I go to send the inspection email, you can see it's back to the normal home inspection email. So you can set multiple templates. However, you would have to alternate between them before you choose to send them out.